the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful.
What's up, wrestling card collectors? Welcome to another edition of WTCtv. This is a great episode, I think, because we're going to learn some new stuff. Both myself and hopefully other people who are watching and or listening to this. Today, I have a special guest of Ryan. You guys might know him as Macho Madness on Twitter. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
You and I both in Arizona, so we both know what it's like to live out here in this wonderful 90+ degree weather we keep having almost every night. But that's what air conditions are for, right?
Absolutely.
So I think you presented a nice question to me on Twitter where you sent me a message saying that you thought that we should probably have a discussion to help educate people about these AEW e-packs and how they work. And as someone who I've only gotten the free e-packs from them, and I've purchased like the e-pack stuff for like the Daniel Bryan on all those other promo type cards they had, but I haven't bought a single e-pack of the product itself. I'm still sitting on a little less than a half a case of hobby boxes behind me. But how does this all work? What do people need to know about this? Like, how does it work?
Well, so I think it's really important to start off with to make it very, very clear that these are not NFTs. These are not digital. They are digital, but they're not digital items that are only digital and you can only look at them. And then kind of like what Panini does with their blockchain stuff, that's an NFT. You can't email them and have them mail those cards to you. They are done specifically for the digital age. So these are real trading cards, but they are presented in a digital format. And there's some pros and cons to this, on both sides of the fence. And I think that we'll start with the pros and we'll go with the cons, and they'll kind of intermix as we discuss this. But I want people to understand what these are, because I think there's a lot of just not basic knowledge as to what it is. I see people online. I saw a guy, for instance, Upper Deck is huge in hockey, obviously, and they just released, I think might have been Parkhurst, but it's a lower end hockey set. And a guy posted a picture of his achievement card that he got, and it's a Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux dual autograph.
Nice.
Which is a beautiful, beautiful, very, very rare, very, very expensive card. The only way you can get that card is completing achievements on e-pack. And I saw just a list of people. Oh, where'd you get this? I've never seen this card. How is it for sale? Where can I buy it? And you can't buy it unless you buy it off someone who's done the achievements.
Yeah.
So
which we'll get into about what achievements are. It's like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're buying on e-pack, on Upper Deck e-pack, so they only have the AEW license. They came out with the first e-pack release, which was the base AEW set, which we've talked about ad nauseum, but immensely popular set, hugely popular set. You had, MJF autographs were going high, Kenny Omega, guys like that. And one of the crazy things is with that set is that they didn't even get guys like Danhausen or Hook or any of those guys. I mean, even the guys that were the promos like CM Punk and Danielson, they're not in the set. They're in the promos, but they're not actually in the physical set. And even despite that, not having some of those big names, the set went nuts. I mean, it really went nuts, and people were buying it up. And I saw retail blasters were $85-$90, and hobby boxes, I think, got to $300 at one point. And so when typically Upper Deck releases a product on e-pack about 1 to 2 months after they release it in the stores, or they released it to distributors. And the pack you buy on e-pack is the same type of hobby pack that you would buy if you walked into a store. It's just presented in a different way. Instead of sitting there and opening a pack physically and looking through the cards, you push a button, the pack pops up, you hit the button and you flip through the cards, and what you get is what you get.
So are e-packs equivalent to a hobby pack?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that because the retail stuff will have different types of odds. So I'm wondering if they share the same odds as a hobby pack.
No, the e-packs are hobby. They have the gold numbered memorabilia cards, which I believe are hobby only. They have the silver foil inserts, like the top off the top rope, and the main features, which are hobby. I believe retail was gold. And then there's a base set as well, but they are hobby packs. I've opened a lot, and I have not seen a silver bordered memorabilia card, which will retail only. I've only pulled numbered out of 199 gold memorabilia cards. So they're hobby packs, and they're charging $13 a pack for these too.
Yeah.
So they're right in line with what you would pay in a store. I think it's $12.99 a pack.
It's it's $199.99 for a box, and $3,149 for a case.
Yeah. So $200 for a box. That's what you're going to pay if you go into a store, maybe a little higher because it's, you get it right then and there. So the cost is in line with a hobby box or hobby packs, hobby boxes. But one of the things that people don't understand is you can literally open an entire case of cards with one click of a button. Whether you think
crazy
that's fun or not, you can do it. You can put $3,100 on your credit card, hit open, and they will line up every single card. All they'll batch them into base cards, so you're not looking at 15 different MJF cards.
Does it not like the free daily pack they do on there? You open up, it goes, and it goes to the next card.
Yep.
Same thing, or does it line them all up?
Nope. Like that. and you just scroll and you got to see what you get. Now that's not, to me, that's not fun.
No, I wish it'd be like the free daily. I always get the free daily hockey pack, and it's just like, it fades away, and the next one fades away, and next one. I like that.
You can do that if you want. It's going to take a while, but you can absolutely do that. But I know people that are whales. And if you ever get into the ePack site, you'll notice every new product within half an hour to an hour of the release of the product, these guys have half the achievements and 15 autographs. And they literally will buy a case, click a button, boom, everything's in their portfolio, and they're off and running. And there's probably 4 to 5 guys I can think off the top of my head that do that. Like I said, it's not fun for me. I do it 2 packs at a time. Because it's $26 a pop, which if you're not paying attention, it tends to add $26.
It adds up. It adds up. Hell, even the $13 price point, man, it still adds up.
Well, I was sitting at the Toyota dealership when it hit, and I was waiting for my car, and I was bored out of my mind. And I think I heard on one of your podcasts earlier, I think Adam Gelman was on. I think he might have been on with you, and maybe Zan. And he was talking about like the pop culture fans of wrestling, which I am. I don't make any apologies for it. I think I heard you say you don't even watch AEW, you get the highlights. That's what I do.
Yep.
That's what I do. I have no interest in WWE. If you like it, good on you. Go watch it. Have a great time with it. I grew up in the when I was a kid, it was Brutus the Barber Beefcake. That's an autographed pair of Schears right there. And
free plug, by the way. We just announced him for my Top Rope Con yesterday.
There we go. I didn't even know about that, so it works out. But Macho Man, Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. I still remember the WWF magazine with Warrior and Hogan on the cover with the lightning bolts. And as I got older, I got really into the Attitude Era, and then I kind of drifted out of it when I got into my 20s. And
like most people did.
Yeah, 2001. But I watched every pay-per-view. I watched The Rock. I watched Ken Shamrock wouldn't let go of his ankle lock on The Rock. I watched Austin take the belt off of Michaels, and it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it.
Those were fun times for sure.
They were. It was great. And I faded away from that, and every once in a while I would jump on to cable on a Monday night and just kind of watch it. I'd be like, it's not hitting the button for me.
Yeah.
It's just not. And
when you grow up watching, the PG-13 type stuff, the PG stuff doesn't cut it for you.
Yeah, and that's really what it was. And I think that's why I like AEW, because they're really kind of pushing the boundaries of what is the norm.
Yeah.
I like their characters. I like Dan. I know these guys are indie wrestlers that have been following, but they're new to me. I didn't know who MJF was until he walked on the set of AEW, and I saw him being rude to a fan at a signing, and I'm like, I like this guy. And then Danhausen's he's hilarious, and I really like the characters, but I don't watch the show. I watch the highlights. I follow him on Twitter and Instagram, and I see what happens, and I kind of know what's going on. And
same here.
But I'm a collector, so I like collecting. So if something gets into me as far as the collecting bug, I'm all for it. I started opening these packs, and I was hitting pretty big.
Were
And
you
I hit
opening
the
up actual hobby boxes, or did you only buy e-packs, or
e-packs.
both? So you haven't bought any physical stuff.
I had found, I think, 4 blasters at a Target
Well, lucky you.
after weeks of looking. And I only got them because I walked in on like a random Thursday night to get something else and they were stocking. So I grabbed the 4, and my original goal was to just make a base set and enjoy that. And I got so deep into e-pack. I mean, I'm not like losing the house or anything, so don't worry for me. But
It's your money, dude. Do whatever you want with it.
yeah, well, not when you got 2 little kids that want to do gymnastics and everything else. So, but I think I'm at a base set. I've done the e-pack foil set. I have a pyro set, the dynamite set. I showed the Wednesday in Action acetate set, which is one every 4 boxes, and there's
Those are
32
great.
cards. I have all the promos. I have all the achievements, and I just finished the finisher set.
Okay.
The parallel set with the text under their names.
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
like like 3 a case. I opened so much and I was hitting them so often that I was like, oh,
Might as well just keep going.
time to go. And I'll get into that with the site and how that works, because I did a lot of trading for that well. So when you open an e-pack for a product like a base level hockey or a base level AEW, where you're going to get 8 cards in a pack and you're going to get 4 to 5 base cards, you will not get those base cards.
Those base
I
cards
want to make that very, very clear to everybody opening a pack. If you go and buy a pack for $13 and you get 4 base cards, you will not get those base cards if you request them to be shipped. You won't. And the reason for that is that the Upper Deck e-pack has a series of achievements that are put in place for every single product. Some of the achievements, it could be 1 achievement, it could be 15 achievements. I've seen as high as 20 achievements. And they're on a tier basis. So some of them are pretty easy. Like if you open 2 or 3 boxes, you'll probably get a gold set, and then what will happen is they track your progress on the site. And then when you get all 100 gold cards, you hit redeem, and then you end up getting, you keep the gold cards, they're parallel. So you can have those shipped. You can have those physical copies shipped. But I think I had them right here. I think for the gold set, it was this Schear achievement.
Oh, nice.
And this is a real card. And this is, so they will send you this card. If you do the Pyro set, it's the Moxley card.
So we have different achievements for different types of things you complete. Like if I were to complete a complete 100 card base set, what do I get for that?
Well, you actually need to do 5.
You have to do 5 complete base sets.
Yes, you have to have for every 5 base cards. And in some products, it's 10, and some products is 20. But for this one, because the price point's a little higher, they did 5. So if you get 5, and I actually have them right here. So let's say you get 5 MJF base cards, right? You hit redeem, and you get the foil.
Oh, okay.
These go away. They're gone. They take them away.
And that's a standard normal foil you would get out of a hobby box as well, too, right?
No, this is e-pack only.
Only pack only. Okay.
This is an e-pack only set. This is they call it a rainbow foil. It's not rainbow, it's silver. I don't know why they call it rainbow.
Okay.
They call it rainbow foil. It's a silver foil set. 5 of these get you 1 of these.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's not a dynamite, it's not a pyro, it's just straight up foil.
No, it's the silver. The pyros, the dynamites, the finishers, the printing plates, they're all put in the packs. They're all put in the pack. You pull those normally. The Moxley card goes for, last time I checked, was like $40 because you have to put together an entire pyro set.
Gotcha.
And the thing that people have to realize is that if you're going to go for the big achievement in any product, you are going to spend some cash. Straight up.
That's what it always costs.
Right. Because you can't, the Upper Deck is hooked in with check out my cards. So if you want to, when you pull cards on e-pack, you can't sell them on e-pack. They will not let you buy and sell. I tried. They will send you an email. They slap your hand. They say, don't do it again. It's trading only, but there's ways to get around that. You message them, you go to Instagram. I send you this, trade me, stuff like that, whatever. But when you send it to check out my cards, that's how you sell your cards that you get. And then if you want to, you can have them requested. And for a fee, I think it's 25 cents a card plus the shipping fee, depending on how fast you want it, they'll send you the actual cards. So, but if you're going to do, like, for instance, the achievement for completing the Wednesday in Action set, the acetate shadow box set.
But you just completed that one recently.
I did,
Yeah.
but I did not complete it on EPAC. I bought singles.
Oh, okay.
Because you're talking about a card that falls 1 in 64 packs at $13 a pack, 33 cards in the set.
Yeah.
Now somebody's completing these sets because it's a Chris Jericho autograph that they give you.
Okay.
Which is a pretty cool card. That's a pretty cool card. So if you manage to acquire all of these Wednesday in Actions through the site, whether you pull them or you trade for them, then you can redeem them. You get to keep your Wednesday in Action cards. Like I said, the only thing you don't keep are the base cards. You keep everything else.
Okay.
You keep Pyros, you keep Dynamites, you keep Wednesdays, all the inserts, you keep them all. So you trade in these Wednesdays in Action and you get your Chris Jericho autograph. And then if the big grand prize achievement was a John Moxley belt autograph, a number out of 25.
Oh, nice.
And those are gone. Those are gone. So 25 people completed that massive undertaking. You have to complete a base set for the silver set, or 5 base sets for the silver set. You have to complete a gold set. You have to complete a pyro set, and you have to complete the Wednesday in Action set. And when you complete those 4 sets, you transfer those 4 achievements and you get your John Moxley autograph.
So you gotta trade in your achievements for the ultimate achievement.
Right, but you'll keep the achievements.
Gotcha.
Like I said, base cards are the only thing that doesn't ship. Now with Spectrum coming up, because Spectrum seems to be a $400 a pack product with like 7 cards in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're going to do that, because when you're paying $55 a card, people are going to get a little peeved if they can't keep their hook base card that they paid $55 for.
Sure, absolutely.
That's a little different if you're paying $1 a card and you trade them in for something like that. I would imagine, because I read the pack breakdown on Spectrum, and it seems that there's 3 base cards. There's a parallel. There's an autograph memorabilia. There's an autograph, and there's something else. Yeah. So you're getting 3 base cards. And it's a 100 card set. So you're talking 33 packs with perfect collation at $400 a pack. $13,000 set, brother.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they let people request those, because they are so expensive and you're paying so much money. But any kind of base set like this, like when the 2022 AEW set comes out, it's going to be the same format. It's going to be the same format. And while we're on the subject, when you open a pack, the base cards are all digital scans, but the inserts, the autographs, the memorabilia cards, you see a picture of the actual card you're getting.
Oh,
so if you pull an MJF autograph and he's off the sticker, that's your card. That's not a mock-up. You're getting that actual card. And I'd really like to see, I don't know if Upper Deck has done it, but I'd love to see it behind the scenes as to how they collate these packs, because it's a mixture of digital and hand collation. But that's for another day. But I was thinking about that. I'm like,
I wonder if they've already pre-scanned them and they just randomly insert those scans with the regular scan cards.
Yeah, I'm not a computer guy, so for me it's like
it would make the most sense. Like they're already all pre-scanned, and then they just go and randomly put those scans in and mix them in with the the digital images of the base cards and stuff.
Yeah. And for all you new e-packers, when you open a pack, if you see a top load, because the cards are stacked,
mm-hmm.
You see a top load peeking out of the back, you got something.
You got something.
You got something good. You got something good. So go slow.
So when they scanned those cards, yeah, they scanned it in the top loader.
Yeah, the good ones. Like
Yep.
I pulled a John Moxley dotted line. That was in the top load.
Nice.
I pulled the Ricky Starks 101 gold autograph. That was in the top load. And I had a couple others that were kind of minor, but the odds, I actually think the odds may be better with the e-pack than they are in the physical, because you can buy, like I only buy 2 packs at a time. And I do that because I like to mix it up. I don't buy a box, because a box is, you're going to get your standard formula. You're going to get
Sure.
your Uzi card. You may get an autograph card. You're going to get your 3 pyros and your 1 dynamite and have a nice day.
Yeah.
If you only do 2 packs, you're lessening the burden in theory on your wallet. Doesn't always work that way because it adds up. But I mean, I've hit I've hit probably a dozen pyro autographs out of 25. I hit a
Wow.
101. I've hit a dotted line. I've hit a ton of stuff.
I think I opened 4 boxes and I didn't hit an autograph in 4 boxes.
Yeah, and I just that's why I didn't want to commit myself to the box, because I figured if I mixed it up a little bit, then I would be able to kind of jump from box to box. Because as you're opening, 1,000 other people are opening too.
That's true.
So
Yep.
so it's kind of like if you ever played online poker and you see all these crazy hands that win, 4 jacks just lost. It's because there's so many thousands of hands being played that stuff will happen and you will see it. It's the same thing here. They just go and go and go. And what another thing is, when a new product hits the shelves in real life. So when AEW first hit, you remember that Kenny Omega dotted line that got listed for 10 grand? And
Oh yeah.
Apparently it sold for like 2,500.
Yeah.
Well, Adam Gelman, who's a really good friend of mine, we've been friends for probably over a decade now. We were texting each other and we're like, no way. Why would you have to wait? Just relax, open a little bit, don't go crazy, play the waiting game, because once the EPAC stuff hits, man, people for these achievements, they open it like crazy, and the singles will be out there. They will be out there. Just relax. What does a Kenny Omega dotted line go for? $400, $300 now?
It's definitely under $1,000, that's for sure.
Yeah. So like I said, I had the Moxley before I decided to keep it. I was like, no, let's see, well, it's going for 350. I'm like, let's keep it.
I think my local card shop, some girl came in and bought a pack who never bought wrestling cards before, and she bought a pack. I believe she pulled a Darby Allin dotted line, I think it was. And
wanted like 1,500 packs.
Yeah, she bought 1 box. Her and her dad came in, they bought a box, and she opened it right there in the store and got one of those. And so immediately they wanted to put it up online and trying to get 5,000 for it, but they waited like maybe a few weeks after all that stuff was kind of, the buzz started dying down a bit. So I don't think they even got maybe $800 for it, maybe.
Well, if they got $800 for it, they're still well ahead of the game.
Of course, yeah.
I bet you that card's $300-400 max.
Probably.
Max.
Yeah, pricing ain't definitely my thing. That's a good question for Paul. Paul would know that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like I said, I follow it on highlights on Twitter, and I see a lot of MJF and Wardlow highlights. I don't see a lot of Darby Allin highlights, I gotta tell you. Yeah. Other than that Jeff Hardy match where they went off the ladder, and I can't believe they're still walking. But
I saw him a week later. I was in Ohio with Kurt Angle. I saw him a week later, like that. And he's walking around there, playing the hacky sack or whatever it was, and having a good old time there. So I'm like, I don't know how you're walking, dude, but whatever.
I'm 42 now, and I go play some rigorous games of pickleball, and I do a little jujitsu on the side just to, get a sweat up. And I tell you, the next day is kind of tough sometimes. I don't know how you fall. I don't know how you fall off a ladder onto a bunch of chairs.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I digress. So
what's the on the Upper Deck website for EPAC? Which, by the way, people who don't know, you go to upperdeck.com. You got to go to it's hard to navigate from there to find your EPAC section. Like there's a whole separate site for EPACs. So know that when you go on there. But I haven't experienced it. So, and you have, like, what's the trading form like on there? How's it?
It's really good. You have to have a thick skin, because like anything in life, you're going to have people that lowball the hell out of you.
Because I noticed that when I was on the Top Slam app all the time playing with that, people wanted everything for nothing.
Oh, of course, but that's life.
Yeah, of course, but
I mean that's how people operate in the day to day. It's not gonna stop because they're anonymous.
True.
So the biggest thing is, like, I'll go on. There's kind of a little. I mean, it's not a very, very interactive chat board, but you can jump on there and say, "Hey, I'm looking for X. I have Y to trade, and hit me up." And
are there other avenues that people can go to trade on stuff? Because I see people on Twitter once in a while going, "Oh, there's really no place else for me to go to trade stuff like that." And I recommended the Discord channel, and we have a whole sub channel in our Discord channel.
Oh, well,
of just for EPAC stuff.
Well, yeah, if there's, I've done all my trading on the site. I haven't done a lot of trading because I get frustrated because I'm trying to give you value. I'm trying to,
but I want more value.
Well, they do. And I'm like, come on, man, I'm already trading you like 2 dynamites for a pyro. and I need it for my set, and you know I need it for my set, so you're going to hammer me to the wall, and
Uh,
it's just stop it, be fair.
yeah, that's
But there's a
that was
lot of
next.
guys. There's a lot of guys that are fair on there, and gals that are fair on there, and you know, I actually I think I did post on Twitter that I needed like 3 pyro cards, and somebody retweeted it. Thank you, whoever it was, and I had the offer within 15 minutes, and it was like, just give
Oh,
me a
great.
base card. I don't care. You
Yeah,
know, so
Twitter seems to be
that's
the place
that.
to go to for social media when it comes to wrestling cards, especially. Um,
Yeah, and you know, you and Zan have really, and a bunch of other guys, man, you guys have really done a great job. Really
Thanks.
great job bringing people together, and you know, inviting me on, and you know, to talk about this EPAC stuff. And I hope that this is informational for some people, because you know, if you go to a store and they don't carry wrestling, which is a very real possibility,
Mhm.
and if they don't carry wrestling, they're probably not going to carry AEW. They're going to cover WWE, but they won't cover or carry that. That's really like where are you going to go? Like, you know, that's, I wouldn't buy a pack of Spectrum in the real world. I would buy it on EPAC, because I think it's a fair platform. I don't think they're out to cheat anybody, and I think that you're gonna have just as good odds as anybody else to hit something good.
Does that price ever fluctuate, or is that a set price? That's been the same
Nah, it's
price
set.
since it came out,
It's set.
so it doesn't change.
They do run sales when they're trying to get rid of some products. They'll do like a buy one get one, or a buy one 50% off, or something like that. The only thing I've ever seen it on are like real low end packs, like MVP, and maybe like they sell these coins. They're like $200 a coin, hockey coins,
Hmm.
and they do a buy one get one on those, because nobody's buying them.
Some people need to also, I think, remember that what's on there. This is not an ongoing, continuously keep printing kind of thing. There's a finite amount of product that there's on there, and
Yep.
once it sells out, it'll be gone.
Right. No, yeah,
Yeah.
you're 100%, and they'll give you updates when a product's getting low. They'll tell you it's getting low, the inventory is getting low.
I'm surprised there's been that as popular as the AEW product has been for them, that the EPAC stuff isn't low already. Then there's more than one guy like you. I mean, you're spending $26 a pop every
Right.
time you go out there and buy 2 packs. And you told me there's already 25 cards are gone. Like there's 25 people who got those high end achievement cards are gone.
Right.
So
Right.
people are buying a lot of.
Well, you know, that's actually a really good segue, because what I've noticed is a week to 2 weeks after a product releases, it slows down considerably.
Mhm.
The interest slows down considerably. That it's harder to find trading partners, because everybody who has what they want has it, and now they're not interested in doing any more trading. In the first week, if you're going to go after this stuff, you have to go after it the first couple of days. Like, you really need to get on your horse and do the trading, and start moving, because a week to 2 weeks to 3 weeks, a month after, no one cares anymore. It's there's 3 other products released, and a lot of people like myself, I don't just buy AEW. I just spent a pretty good load of money on Goodwin Champions that came out, because I was bored.
Shh, don't tell the wife.
Yeah, she's asleep.
she, she ain't watching this.
No, so,
Yeah.
but
So do you think it's going to be an ongoing? So Upper Deck's going to do this for every AEW product going forward, I imagine.
I would think so. Yeah,
I mean, it should be like a no-brainer situation because it's like a moneymaker for them.
right.
But it's going to be interesting
Yeah,
for the
no,
Spectrum stuff and how they're going to.
and you know, the thing is, you got to remember too, is that if they're putting relics numbered to 199 in EPAC, and there's 199 of them, and they don't differ from the relics that are 199 in the physical hobby packs, they're basically cutting the run in half.
Yeah.
They're saying we're sending half the run to the physical stores, and we're keeping half the run for EPAC.
Which would explain some of the odds that you get in the hobby boxes, because basically only 100 of them exist in hobby, and 100 is going to exist on online.
Right. So your odds are basically cut in half. So you have to remember that. It's not like this is a brand new product no one's ever seen. People have been seeing it for the past 2 months. But because they do these achievements and they put these wrinkles in, that's what gets people to collect stuff. And
are you seeing a lot of the achievement stuff being put online for secondary market sales?
I am, and I will tell you that the prices being asked do not justify the pursuit. So Mike the Cleaner, who you just had on,
Yep.
him and I were discussing the Moxley, the Grand Achievement Moxley card.
Mhm.
You can buy it on Check Out My Cards for $400. It's the price of 2 boxes.
And the person
Now,
spent so much money to even get that card.
but you know what? There is so much that's about the pursuit.
It really is. The thrill of the chase has always been the fun thing. And that's what I kind of miss. It's the only thing I really miss about my collecting days is the thrill of the chase. And then it's kind of like a new product. You get it in your hand, you're excited about it, you look at it, you do so, you put it away, you're still kind of Jones, even though you don't see it for a while. And then
Yeah.
a few weeks go by, you're kind of less impressed by it. A month
Yeah.
goes by, you're kind of less impressed by it. So I get it.
That's it. And hold on, I'm gonna show you something. So
Because the adrenaline rush is kind of gone away, you know?
I wanted a Mickey Mantle baseball for the longest time. This is Beckett.
Yeah.
Whether you guys care or not, this is Beckett certified, encapsulated. You can't take it out. And I wanted to search for an encapsulated Snow White baseball. It took me like 2 years. Mickey Mantle is probably the most faked autograph in the history of autographs. And I finally got it. And you know where it sits? Right here on the shelf. And I look at it every once in a while. I go, "Oh, that's nice. I forgot I had that.
I forgot I own that.
I forgot. Oh, I own that. That's mine.
That's mine. I own it.
Wow."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, which finishers do I need to finish this stupid AEW set? You know,
it's the thrill of the chase, man.
It is. It's absolutely the thrill of the chase. And that's where EPAC is fun, but man, moderation.
Because
Everything
it
in
can be very
moderation.
addicting. I mean, that's it's like, you know, just feeding a game to a gambler, man. It can be bad.
Well, and the other thing is when you hit something in a pack, the border glows red and it makes a big brown. You're like, yeah.
Makes you feel special. And I was like, you know what?
I
I'll
pulled the
buy a
lever
little
and
more
I
now.
won. Yeah, I pulled the lever and I won that time.
It's got to be. I got this machine's on a hot streak, man. I'm going to go ahead and just keep putting money into it.
And it's ridiculous. And it's like, yeah, the previous 15 pulls at $26 a pop. I didn't get anything, but man, I finally got it. Let's go. Let's go again.
Yeah, this is my $500 card that's only worth $15.
Well, yeah, and it's, you know, I'm lucky, you know, I'm doing okay. But I could see how somebody with an addiction could get in trouble. So just moderation, people, moderation. Have some fun with it. Do some trading. You know, work on trades. I've seen people online that talk about, you know, one of the things I like is that you can trade products. So like if I needed to finish my finisher set and a guy traded me a finisher I needed for a Goodwin card I had. So you can trade other products.
Oh yeah, you can go and you can do you can cross trade to other brands just like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool because like, what am I going to do with this autograph of this lacrosse player that I don't know who he is and I don't care, but this guy likes him, so I got something I wanted. He got something he wanted, and he was happy. But
yeah, I'm looking at the achievement checklist right now. Or there's 8 achievements for this product.
Yep.
The number to 25 are all gone. There's still 15 available of the Roads to Success or Top Rope printing plates.
That's actually a set. You get all 4.
Yep. So there's 4 of them in there, and there's 15 of those available. There's still 116 available of the main event features printing plates.
That's for a Dynamite set. That's extremely difficult to complete.
When you complete, yeah, first 160 collectors redeem a complete Dynamite parallel set. Yep.
And that would make sense. It's a 40 card set, 4 plates per card, 160. So.
Yep. So redeem a complete Pyro parallel set. You get a champion achievement CA3, which doesn't even show how many are available. Doesn't say it's sold out, just says there's none available.
And they won't be. Though the silver set, the gold set, and the Pyro set achievements will be there till the end of time.
Okay.
Until that product goes away, they will be there forever. You can get 1,000 of these Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega cards if you want. If you want to do that many sets, you can absolutely do that.
Level of the champion achievement for when the first 35 collectors redeem a complete Wednesday in Action set.
Yep.
There's only 12 of those available out of the 33.
There was two options
35.
for that. There was two options. You can either get the Jericho autograph or a Cody Rhodes autograph.
Oh, it's true, because there's achievement CA4C, CA4. Okay, I see there's a champion achievement auto CA4B, and there's a 4A. That's right.
Right.
So it's two different level. Okay. So one, there's
Right.
28 of the B level, B's left, and only 12 left of the A's left.
Yeah.
As of right now.
The Jericho autograph was being claimed like 3-1 when that was happening. It was right after Rhodes left for WWE. So he probably was, persona non grata to a lot of collectors because he left. But
Gotcha.
People were really going after the Jericho card. So one of the things I want to talk about with the redeeming the cards is once you redeem them, they can't be redeemed again. And there will be a little orange R, like a little banner underneath the card, and that says redeemed. Now, when you trade, make sure you are not, if you're going after an achievement, make sure that you are not trading for redeemed cards. Because if I redeem a card and then I trade it to you and you try to, you won't be able to redeem it a second time. And then you will have wasted your trade and you'll be angry about it. And it's not a good deal. It happened to me early on where I traded for a bunch of cards and I didn't know what it was. And you trial and error. That's how you figure it out. So
you had redeemed something.
No, I was pursuing an achievement and
Gotcha.
I needed like 3 or 4 cards and I did a trade, and it was my fault because I actually went through the guy's portfolio and picked the cards I wanted, and I picked all redeemed. And then when I made the offer, he was like, hell yeah, I'll trade your redeemed card. And he accepted. Before I knew it, I was out the cards I had, but I had the cards I needed, but they were redeemed and I had to go back and get those 4 again. It was a wasted trade.
So they don't count towards your total.
No, they don't. So I just don't want anybody getting fleeced, where somebody goes and offers a bunch of these redeemed cards because you're trying to get an achievement, and then it ends up you can't get what you're going for.
Well, that's a good tip for those who actually want to go out there and start doing these e-packs. That make sure when it has that redeem logo on it, the orange R on it. I've seen that actually on some stuff. That you don't want those cards. Don't trade for those.
Well, you don't want them if you're going for an achievement. I was doing my Wednesday in Action set. So get this, I had a guy who was going after the Wednesday in Action set, and he just wanted the Jericho autographs. So what he would do was, if I had a Wednesday in Action unredeemed, like I had like a Luchasaurus unredeemed Wednesday in Action, he would actually trade me 2 redeemed Wednesday in Actions to get my unredeemed Luchasaurus. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that deal every day. I just want the set. So I either pulled them, I traded for them, or I bought them on Check Out My Cards, or I bought them on eBay and I pieced it together and I got it done. So, you can use that to your advantage. So just slow down, pump the brakes with what you have, and realize that you're going to get multiple offers, and just weigh the offers you want, and then use that against other users to get what you want out of stuff.
This just all falls in line with everything else we've ever talked about on this show and other shows when Zan and I do our Worlds Collide, which check it out, people. Is just do your homework, man. This is another level of doing your homework in a digital world, making sure you know what it is you're looking for, what is it you have, making sure you don't fall for these traps where, hey, I'm going to get something, I'm trying to achieve something, but I got a redeem card. Oh shit, I'm out of luck. You just want to make sure you do your homework, man. Always do your homework. And that's some guys do. They suffer from FOMO so much that they pull the trigger. And we've all done it. We've all done it. Sometimes to our detriment, sometimes to our advantage, actually. But you just you got to do your homework and be patient. Be patient with this stuff. I know that we've talked about it for months about when Prism was coming out, about how it's going to change the landscape of everything. And to a degree, it really has changed the landscape of everything. And Upper Deck was, an AEW product was our first step into that, which was like, hey, this is something different. New company printing wrestling cards. It was a building thing, and you kind of just watched and followed what was happening. You would have saw that maybe I should wait, but that's the case with every release that ever come out of any sport. Just
Prism.
wait. Yeah.
Prism.
Yeah. Exactly. just wait for all of it. I mean, it's to every project that ever come out, even going back to the Fleer days, even Comic Images days. More so, I think, Fleer days, because that was really when the internet was and eBay was really kicking off in the early 2000s. You just kind of had to wait, just wait.
Right.
You don't need to spend $500 for a card that you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to miss out. You're not, because there's going to be more of them. Now, the one of ones, I get it, those stuff numbered to 5 or numbered to 10. Yeah, they don't show up as much, but some of the stuff when people are paying like $100 for a base card. Again, I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money. It's your money. You do whatever you want with it. All I cared about any of these products was that it put a bigger spotlight and more eyeballs on our product. And it legitimized that we're a legit hobby. We're legit. There's money that can be made if you're into making money. There's cool things to be collecting if you're into strictly for collecting.
100%.
And people just started losing their effing minds over this. And it's just,
I watched the Mike the Cleaner episode, and he made a lot of good points. And I know that there's been some fisticuffs between some people,
sure,
back and forth on either side of the prism. And
just so you guys know, I'm going to play Switzerland now.
Well, I am too. And like I said, I've been friends with Adam Gelman for over a decade now. And some of the stuff he says is correct, and some of the stuff that Mike says was correct. It's just, you
got to take a little bit from every direction and then be an adult and make your own decisions on what you want to be in. I mean, this is not a political platform. This is just collecting, and there's good ways to collect. There's bad ways you can probably collect. There's things you can learn from other people. You want to spend on high-end stuff because you think it's what you want to do. That's what you do. You want to be a nitpicker and go out there and try and get as much as you can for as little as possible. There's all good ways to do this.
I go to the National Sports Collectors Convention every year. I go there every year.
See you there.
Yep, I'll be there. I'll be there in Atlantic City this year again. And I think that you'll back me up when I say this. What are the busiest tables? The nickels, the dimes, the quarter boxes.
Yep.
It's not the $20,000 Luka Doncic cards. It's not the $50,000 Tom Brady cards. It's the guys who come in with their own foldable chairs.
Yep.
And they sit there for hours.
Yep.
Hours going through nickel and dime boxes to find stuff they want.
Because they're player collectors and looking for little things to finish at they're looking to finish like low end sets, maybe. I mean, that's what they're really fishing for. Like, next thing you know, you buy 30, 40, 50 cards for $40, $50. I got a lot more for my money, I guess. But there's different ways to do it, man. Different ways to do it.
And I think that when you do it that way, I don't have the patience for it, straight up. I tried helping a buddy of mine go through a box looking for a certain team, and I was like, 2 seconds in, I was like, I can't do this. I can
only do it in one thing. That's with records. I'm a big LP collector. So I can do it with that, but I tried doing it with wrestling magazines when I was like really into going through wrestling magazines. I would tear my magazines apart. I'd looking for stuff that had good 8x10s because I would travel the country, going to different kind of conventions and trying to get talent to sign them for me. And so I have a hell of a collection of signed 8x10s they're from magazines. But I would go through and it's like, oh, I want to find those issues that have trading cards in them. And I go through and like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah, I just don't have time. But a lot of people do. And that's their deal. And I tell you what, they get every penny out of that $20 to get in the show.
They sure do.
Every penny out of it. And good on you. I can't do it, but if you can do it, great. And
it's all different strokes, man, for different folks.
But not, I don't want to derail the ship too bad, but anybody who has been in sports cards for the last 10 years has seen Prism in every single sport. When it came out for basketball, Mike was dead on when he said the first year of basketball was an extremely, extremely limited release. And that's why it's so popular and so expensive, because it was very, a small batch.
People don't realize that for WWE for 2022, they're just printing the hell out of that thing, man. It ain't limited by any stretch.
And what he said about the license, I agree with that. Just print. Gotta get your money out of it. You paid X millions of dollars for it. Why not? But I mean, I saw it. I'm a real big UFC collector. And it's funny because I've heard you guys talk about it before, but UFC and wrestling collectors for some reason, they seem to gel,
to a degree.
I think it's the niche aspect of the sport is a big part of it. But we saw the first year of Prism UFC, and that was last year. And I remember people were like, "Oh, it's going to be $300 a box. It's way too much." I go, "Guys, it's going to be like $1,500 a box." And then it came out and it was like $1,200. People lost their minds. But this is the new normal. But I derailed the train.
But that's how they talked about WWE Prison when it came out as well, and
Sure.
it did hit that mark. But now look where it's at.
Yeah, it happens with every product. Just relax, and that's to segue back into EPAC. Just relax. The majority of Upper Deck products are going to end up online in EPAC. They're going to end up there. You're going to be able to buy them. You don't need to go pay $350 a box for AEW, first edition.
I mean, I think Paul and I do our monthly recaps, and that AEW hobby box it's held pretty steady at the 240 to 250 price point since it came out, basically, really, and it really hasn't deviated. But I think people are going to be surprised for May, because some people are now reducing that price now to like $199 or $189.
Well, a box on EPAC is $200.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing you would get in a store. It just minus the base cards, which you can trade in for a better version, depending on how you look at it.
Yep.
So one last thing I want to talk about is actually getting your cards.
Yes.
There's two ways to do that. You can either go through Upper Deck, you can put the cards in your cart, and then you can go through the screens to have them shipped to you directly. Everything goes through Check Out My Cards. Whether you transfer the cards from your portfolio to Check Out My Cards and then request shipment, or you request them from Upper Deck, they're going to come from Check Out My Cards. The price is the shipping fee, so it's anywhere from $5, $10, $15 plus a quarter a card. A card. So
wow.
if you're requesting 100 card silver set, you're going to pay $30. You're going to pay a quarter a card, $25 plus price $5 or $6 shipping on top of it. It's a handling fee. So keep that in mind, is that because I went in and I requested like 1,000 cards at one point, and they wanted like $300, and I was like, empty cart. And I went back and I've probably got 40 main feature sets in my portfolio. It's a 40 card set. I bet you I've got minimum 35 or 40 complete sets.
Wow.
But I'm not going to pay $13 or $14 or $15 to get them and sell them for 20. Why would I do that? I'll just leave them in there in case somebody decides they really want them. I really wish, Upper Deck, if you were listening, I really wish you had made a foil version for the main features cards. It should have done that. Could have gotten rid of some of these cards. So the last thing I want to mention about the EPAC are the AEW match dated moments.
Okay.
So Panini with WWE has the instant. They do it with UFC. They do it with WWE. It's the instant cards. Usually after a pay-per-view or a big event, they'll release 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. They're up for a week. You buy them and they're print to order. Upper Deck's kind of doing the same thing. They have what's called game dated moments for sports. They do it with hockey all the time. Like there's almost one a day or one every other day. It's a massive set when the season concludes. But they did do one for AEW. Was it Revolution in March?
Yeah, March 6th.
Yeah. So the first batch has come out, and if you collect, they're going to do them for pay-per-views. There's one the end of the month. There's one next weekend, actually.
Yep.
And so if you collect all, I don't know, was it going to be 5 pay-per-views, so 20 cards or 25 cards. If you collect all 25, you'll be able to redeem them for 2 achievement cards. There is a silver card every release, which is 1 in 10 packs. The packs are $6 a piece.
Yep.
So 1 in 10. I bought a 5-pack bundle and hit 3 silvers. It's just the way it rolls sometimes.
Nice.
You can redeem the entire silver set, which is probably going to be 5 or 6 cards for, I think, achievement cards 3 and 4. And then there's a gold card, which is 1 in 25 packs. Yep. And if you redeem the entire set of golds, now you get the last 2 achievements, 5 and 6. So if anybody jumps on there and decides they want to do the match data moments, I have, I think, a dozen of each of the 4 base cards. My user ID is RS1680. And you guys hit me up on Twitter and ask me for, and I'll trade you for some stuff if you want to get those sets going. But I do want to do a couple sets, so don't take them all from me.
Yeah.
Really
yeah, we have on WTC, we have the checklist up there already for all that stuff with links to all the images of those cards, by the way. So, and all the information about how that particular release works. Basically just, it really is all copied and pasted from the Upper Deck's EPAC website. And then sort of just all information put in one place, which is kind of what WTC is all about anyway. So
yeah, it's a great site.
Thank you.
Great site. And I know you put a lot of work into it. So.
Still working on it. Like today, I get a little bug every once in a while. I'll start doing some more stuff, and I feel like I'm behind again because I've been gone on the road for so much the last month. And then I get good old Chucks to remind me, like, dude, you were behind for 7 years. I think 4 weeks is going to be fine.
It's so funny. I remember, Chuckster. What a wealth of information that guy is.
Right.
I listened to. I don't remember if it was your podcast or if it was the one you did with Zan, where he was talking about the Chikara cards.
Yeah, we did a whole Chikara episode, I think.
I had no idea what those cards were, and man, I couldn't stop. I was like, wow, this is so cool. They came in DVDs and they're all miscut. And then Chuckster, hunted down the guy who ran the original press. And I'm like, man.
Yep.
So
you get guys like him. And then we had the other gentleman when we did the roundtable session talking about limitless cards, which is that card set it's phenomenal. Which,
I need to go back and listen to that. I haven't heard it.
Oh, those three guys, listen to their stories on these guys. They went on Twitter to go find out, because this sets were released in 2018, 2019. Right. They went on Twitter to go find people, or on any social media, find people who on social media said, hey, they posted back in 2018. Oh, I went to this event, and, limitless events like that, hey, I noticed this is going to be weird, but back in 2018, you had posted, you went to an event. Did you happen to pick up any cards back in those days like that? Oh yeah, I did. I picked up these. Like, would you like to sell them? Like, that's how they piece these sets together. I mean, it's a lot of legwork, and it's an incredible stories these guys told and how they made these things happen. And get the checklist. Like, nobody had an official checklist for these, and now WTC has all the official checklists for all those sets, which is amazing stuff.
Yeah, and those sets are proverbial gold mines.
They are. I mean, you're talking early MJFs, early Darby Allens. It's just incredible cards that go for hundreds of dollars for a single card by itself, just a single base card.
Yeah, and I think I was talking to, is it Matt Delakis?
Yep, he's one of the guys.
He's got a whole bunch, and so for me, novice AEW collector, I was like, so hey, what's MJF's first card? Maybe I can grab one for like $10. And he hit me back on Twitter. He goes, well, it's this limitless set, and then there's a series 2, and you're never going to find them, and they're like $3,000 if you do, and no one's selling, and good luck. And I'm like, I think I'll stick with the upper deck stuff.
You got to stick with the upper deck stuff, man. I mean, you can go do on WTC, in the top right corner, there's a search button. You can search and just type in MJF, and it'll pull up all the cards he's been in that he's ever been on.
Yeah, I think I was just sitting at breakfast one day by myself, getting ready to go to work or something, and I was bored, and I was like, I really think I want to pick up some early MJF stuff. I like that guy. I like the moxie on that guy. He's rude to everybody. I kind of dig it. So, and then once I found out, I was like, well, wasn't meant to be, I guess.
It's he was at. I just got back from the UK with Kurt Angle, and we were in Liverpool.
I saw that. I saw your pictures
for the Love of Wrestling event on that Saturday in Liverpool, and 2 tables next to the table right next to us was Sting. The table on the right of us was Trish, and then table next to Sting was MJF. And so MJF's there, and man, he's in character 24/7, man.
Like, he never breaks, huh?
No, he was a little bit different in the green room around other towns. There's no fans around. It's just, but right. You could still see that smirk on his face. He sat there and he was digesting everything everybody else was saying. He threw a comment here and there, and it was in his normal voice. But you could feel the snarkiness from him. Like it's just an extension of his own personality, really.
That's for the best.
Which is the best doing. And so I remember when he left on Saturday, and Kurt had this ridiculously long line, and he comes over and he's like, MJF just like yells in front of thousands of people in the arena. It's like, he's just like, he's like, I'm done. I'm never coming back from this godforsaken country. You people suck. Kurt, why are you here? You're an Olympic gold medalist, for Christ's sake.
And poor Kurt's just too nice to be like.
And he's just smiling. And he goes,
I like these people.
He goes, who was that jerk guy? Is he like that all the time? And I go, I think he is.
Well, I mean, I've seen videos on him just insulting 10-year-old girls, and it's like,
he insulted a lady in a wheelchair, for crying out loud.
Yeah, but you got to have a sense of humor. You got to understand what his shtick is, and if you don't like it,
Yeah.
buzz off.
Everybody ate it up. I mean, they were doing the pro photo ops and stuff like that, and he was there doing his thing, and he got tired of standing after about 5 people. He went and grabbed himself a chair for the lady who came over in the wheelchair. He goes, now we're the same.
Oh, oh,
So what do you dress up for every year? Professor X?
oh.
He was just brutal to people, and it was just and they loved it. They loved it. So
Well,
it's just
I mean, he's the best thing going as far as I'm concerned.
but here it is, like we're talking about characters that we see
Right.
on TV, all because of a connection, and that connection is trading cards. So
Right.
that's what the great, powerful thing about trading, collecting cards is, especially in our hobby of wrestling cards. So
Right.
we always have certain characters we love, and there's a history involved there, and we can go back and talk about matches and this and that, and calling people in wheelchairs Professor X and whatever. But it's just it's always fun, man. So, but I think that people hopefully watching this will get some kind of education on how these
I hope
e-packs
so.
work. I kind of had an idea. I did learn a couple of things from you today, so which is great.
Good.
So I hope that people who watch will learn something, and know that there's going to be more as Upper Deck continues to keep
Yeah.
putting out more AEW product. We're going to have more opportunities for doing e-pack stuff. We're going to have their match moments and stuff like that coming out. There's a lot of cool stuff, lots of cool ways to collect, and I might jump in on some e-pack and stuff. Who knows?
You know, the match dated moments is really a cool and relatively inexpensive way to participate. You know, it's $6 a pack. I don't know everybody's budget. I know right now times are difficult, but we always seem to have a little money set aside for cards somewhere. So, I mean, you buy 10 packs and you're probably almost guaranteed to get the base cards for the set and go from there. And it shouldn't be too hard for you to trade for the first 4 if that's what you want to do to run for that achievement. You know, it's like you said earlier, everybody collects the way they want to collect. If you want to spend $2,000 with a click of a button, you can do that. Knock yourself out.
Yep.
A lot of people can't. So to have these match dated moments, you know, and I think it's a great idea. I collect the UFC instant cards for Panini. I buy their bundle every time they put them up. I just enjoy them because I watch UFC and I can go back and I can look at cards from last year and be like, oh, that was a great fight. I really like that fight. I can't believe he won. I can't believe she lost, you know, stuff like that. And I feel like the same way with the wrestling is it's a nice way to remember if you watch that pay-per-view or you watch some highlights and it's like, oh, I can't believe that, you know, William Regal came out and got Danielson and I forget who else it was to shake hands. And, you know, it's just fun. Just make it fun, you know?
Yeah.
And
Speaking of Regal too, we announced him as our special guest at my Top Rope Con last Wednesday. So gotten a huge buzz for him. Huge buzz.
That's cool. I've always liked his character, man.
People are like, I can't believe you got him to do a convention, because he doesn't do conventions very often at all.
Yeah, he strikes me as a guy that would be difficult. That would be difficult to get. So good on you.
Yeah, it was.
The brand is growing.
It was surprising actually, but you know, we found a soft spot. The soft spot, we took advantage of the soft spot.
All you need, all you need is one.
Yeah, it's all you need is one.
Soft
So,
spot.
but cool, man. I appreciate it. Why don't you let people know who don't know who you are, how they can find you on social media, where they can find you?
I'm on Instagram, but I just basically put up videos of my daughter, my 8-year-old daughter's jujitsu videos because she beats everybody in the state of Arizona. So that's of no interest. Shameless plug for her, Emma the Dilemma.
The Dilemma.
But Emma the Dilemma. She's a beast, man. She's a 55-pound little monster. But on Twitter, I'm at Slim Jim Madness. Macho Madness is the handle. It's a picture of Macho Man from I think it's the Cream of the Crop video. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've had it.
Now,
but,
you and I have traded before, have we not?
We did. We traded Kevin Gust's 101s.
Yes, I got one of these from you.
Yes, you did. And I got the Macho Man 101.
I got you. I sent you the Macho Man 101. How cool is that?
Yep, we traded straight across, and I think I tried to say, hey, why don't I drive? Because you're only like 35 miles from me.
Yeah.
I think I said I asked where you were, and when you told me you're up north, I go, I'll just ship it. I'm good. It's too much traffic.
You guys, my wife imported me from Southern California, so you guys bitching and complain about 30, 35 minutes in traffic. Give me a break.
Well, now to be fair, I did live in Maryland and back east for a long time. Hence my wife went to College Park, so I've got my Maryland Terrapins cup here. So I do know some traffic. There was a time I commuted an hour and a half one way to work. But now I don't, and I'm never going to do it again.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that.
That's what I don't miss that about Southern California at all, living in LA area. Forget it, man. 2.5 hours to go 20 miles. Forget it.
I actually grew up in the Bay Area.
Yeah, it's not too good up there either.
Nope, it's not. It's just people.
But at least you have a little bit of a train system and some public transportation.
Yeah, you got BART.
You don't have that in Southern California. People love their cars too much.
Yeah. So, but hey, if you guys hit me up on Twitter, I can get a little snarky from time to time. It's a character flaw. I guess I'll apologize for it now, but I'm one of those people where you said earlier, do your research. Just a quick Google search. I find that people are way too quick to just put any and all questions out there when they could just be answered for yourself.
Yeah, I get it. Like saying, can you tell me what my card's worth? Have you checked eBay? Have you checked,
What will this grade? What will this, is this a 10? If it's a 10, what do I get for it? And it's like,
yeah, that's mind boggling to me. I mean,
so I get a little snarky sometimes, but I'm always down to help you guys if you have questions.
I know I got to copy and paste all the time when I get emails from people saying, can you tell me what my card's worth?
Oh, how do you do it?
It's I have a copy and paste and I just put it in there, standard. We don't do pricing, and I direct them to Paul's price guide.
You have a form letter?
I have a form letter, yes. I legit do.
I hope I never get to that point in this hobby.
Only because, I mean, I've been, WTC, this December will be our 20th anniversary this year. So it's, I've had a lot of years of having to answer the same question.
I bet.
So it's just,
I bet.
Form letter, send it out.
Well,
done.
You know what? God bless you for the work you do. Thank
you, man. I appreciate it.
Don't ask me to come help you. I can tell you that.
Hey, I may need images from you one day.
I'll give you some images. I'm not answering emails.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of cool, interesting images that I'd love to have one day to put up a link, so people can see what they look like.
Whatever you need, let me know.
Far from AEW release right now, I can tell you that right now. But I'm really trying to focus on getting all the independent stuff done because I feel like that WTC can probably do a good service to those who want to go out there and get their independent stuff graded. Because for a long time, these companies would not recognize these as legit card sets. And now we're starting to see that they're using it. And I have a friend who works over at PSA. So he's like, listen, they're using your site all the time.
Good.
So when I had my interview, I mentioned that I helped you out in the beginning back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, oh, WTC, we use them all the time. Like, oh, you do. So I said, okay, I got to get it updated. So independent stuff is my main focus right now, getting that images and things of that nature done first so that people can
and the independent stuff is so hot right now with AEW because that's where they're pooling from until Sasha Banks hits AEW,
Oh, I could tell you some stories there, but yeah. But for us guys, you know where to find us, wrestlingtradingcards.com. All of our social media links are at the bottom of every single page of the website. Check it out, check us out, subscribe, leave a comment, like, share, do all that crazy stuff, whatever you cool kids are doing these days. And that's it, man. And I appreciate your time, sir, so much for taking the time. I know this was really short notice, actually, kind of thing too.
Well, I was about to go to bed because I'm old, but when I saw
I'm older, dude. I got you by 10 years.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're probably a little more spry than I am right now. I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay. All right.
I'm doing all right.
I won't keep you up much longer, old man. So with that, I say that we are out.